The Red Sox really dodged a bullet today, thank God. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbett. It's not really a secret that this season the Red Sox have been really injury bitten. Two of their top four highest paid players are on the IL and are not returning during the 2024 season. And it's really sort of been worst case scenario for the Sox injury wise this year. Well, that worst case almost became the worst possible case ever imaginable when yesterday Tyler O'Neill and Rafael Devers collided in the outfield and what looked like something that could keep both of them off the field for a long period of time. Luckily, we got some really good news on that injury front today, and it feels like the Red Sox absolutely dodged a bullet. So what we're going to do in today's video is just give you guys a quick update as to where both of these players are, how much time they're going to miss, if they're going to miss any time, and obviously how this is all going to impact the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, these episodes are also always available on Spotify, so if you want to listen on the go or you just want to listen in podcast form, that option is there as well. Link will be in the description down below. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so for those of you who are sitting there right now saying, Corbin, what are you talking about? I didn't even know both of these guys could have been injured or were injured in yesterday's game. Later half of the game, Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill collided trying to catch a fly ball. Now, I don't really know whose fault this was. On the surface, it does look like Rafael Devers probably shouldn't have been going out to the middle of left field to try and make this catch, but we don't know who called off who or who didn't hear who. All we know is that these guys essentially bonked their heads together hard enough where it sent Rafael Devers down immediately, as well as Tyler O'Neill, who ended up with a gash above his forehead due to his sunglasses being on his face, and Rafi essentially just ramming straight into him. Now, it did not look good right away. Like I mentioned, both guys walked off the field. Rafi was on the ground in pain. Tyler O'Neill had something covering his face. There was some good news almost immediately, though, and that was that Rafi was staying in the game. He did not exit the game. It was a called third out. He went to the dugout, got checked up, and then he went on to later in the game leg out an infield single. He looks to be okay, obviously just a little banged up both literally and physically with the injury due to his head. After the game, Alex Cora spoke about where Rafael Devers could be injury wise. He said that today they were going to go through concussion protocols, make sure he was good to go, but otherwise Rafi seems to be okay. Tyler O'Neill wasn't as lucky. Like I said, Rafi's head basically hit Tyler O'Neill in the perfect position on his sunglasses to cause it to shatter and cut open Tyler O'Neill's face. He was not able to make it back into the game. He was taken down into the locker room where it was later revealed that he had 8 stitches placed right above his eye due to that cut of these sunglasses. Again, it was also told by Alex Cora to media that he would be undergoing concussion protocol. So both of them were sort of a mystery as to where this injury stood. And for a second there, it really looked like Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill were going to be out for a certain period of time, and this would have definitely been worst case scenario for the Boston Red Sox. However, we did get some good news today. On the Rafi front, he underwent concussion protocol. He's all set. He's good to go. Thank God. Rafi was already dealing with a shoulder issue that had kept him out for a little bit. This was his first game back to form and in the lineup. If he had went down with a concussion, they probably would have kept him onto the IL a little bit, which would have absolutely sucked for a lineup, which really, honestly, very desperately could use a Rafael Devers type bat in it right now. Hopefully this isn't something that lingers for a while and he's able to get over it pretty quickly. I'm still not convinced that he is 100% on his shoulder yet either, but battling through that, adding constant headaches or something like that to a busted shoulder that you're trying to work through might not end up looking good. We already kind of see what Rafi looks like when he's starting to battle through that pain, right? This is not a great start to the season for Rafael Devers. They sat him down. Hopefully they got him right. He looked pretty good yesterday, not a ton production wise, but he was hitting the ball pretty hard, just straight to people, which is a really great sign. It looks like that shoulder's feeling better. I still don't think it's 100%, but adding a concussion or headaches for the next couple of days to that, it might make things even worse. So hopefully this is just something where, all right, yeah, I'm in a bit of pain today. I got a little bit of an egg on my forehead, but I'm able to play play and I'm able to play effectively over the next couple of days. Either way, absolutely fantastic that Rafael Devers will not be missing time. Tyler O'Neill got some good news just a couple of hours ago as well, because like Rafael Devers, again, he underwent concussion protocol and was cleared, meaning there is no concussion, and there's also probably not going to be an IL stint, which is also absolutely fantastic. We mentioned that he got 8 stitches above his eye. We knew that yesterday. Today, Alex Cora is saying, well, because he doesn't have a concussion, there's probably a pretty good chance he'll be back for a couple of days. Now, obviously, he's not playing in tonight's game like Rafi is, but Alex Cora was saying there's hope that he could make his way back to this team by the end of the week. Now, in my opinion, that's a little bit optimistic, right? I've had stitches on my finger before, and definitely not on my forehead, but that wound that Tyler O'Neill has, those stitches can tend to ache a little bit for the first couple of days, so I don't know how ready to go and playing baseball shape he'll be in by the end of the week. My guess is by the end of the weekend, he'll be back into games, although Alex Cora saying that it's the end of the week, you got to trust the manager on that one a little bit, so we'll see. I would guess sometime in between Thursday and Sunday, we see him back in the lineup, which is good news, right? Tyler O'Neill going down for any amount of time absolutely sucks, and the Red Sox desperately needed Tyler O'Neill in this lineup, but at least you're avoiding him being out for a week plus. At least you're avoiding him being out for a longer period of time than just a couple of games in this series. And to me, that's best case of a worst case scenario, right? Obviously, the best case scenario here would be if Rafael Devers just let Tyler O'Neill catch that baseball, but he didn't. They still collided. You can't change that. It does make me feel better that both of these guys don't have a concussion or anything like that. I think with a concussion, things could get pretty weird in terms of IL length, so it's great that they avoided that. I just don't know what the Red Sox are going to do in the meantime. I know it's just a couple of games without Tyler O'Neill, but he's been by far and away your best offensive player, maybe besides Jarren Duran in terms of production, but in terms of just pure hitting ability, Tyler O'Neill has been your best player. He currently leads the league in home runs with 7. He's hitting at a .313 average, a .439 on base percentage, and an MLB leading slug of .750, which is good for a 238 OPS plus. 138% above league average production. Yeah, even for one day, you are going to miss that, especially because no one else is consistently producing from the right-hand side right now. Hopefully, what this does for the Boston Red Sox is it makes them go, okay, hold on a second. We need to focus up here. We need to make up for the lack of production of Tyler O'Neill in this lineup, and you start to see some of these other guys take a step forward. Tristan Casas is starting to warm up a little bit. Like I said, Jarren Duran, if he's not your first most productive player on the offensive side, he's probably your second. Rafi's healthy-ish and ready to go in this lineup. Yoshida looked a little bit better at the plate, right? Can these guys step up? And I understand it's only a week, but this could absolutely crush Red Sox momentum. If they lose or get swept by the Cleveland Guardians, that'll be 2 series played against above 500 teams and 2 sweeps. You just simply can't have that happen. And with the offense right now, you got to have someone else step up. If you lose Tyler O'Neill in just an absolutely freak accident, someone else has got to take the reins here, and we'll see if that actually happens. Right now, what your lineup looks like with the game starting in just a couple of hours, actually probably just a couple of minutes by the time this video comes out, when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, 1 through 5 could do a bit of damage, but 6 through 9 look like automatic outs. That can't be the case going forward, or you're going to really struggle. This offense has been struggling in general, but losing Tyler O'Neill for even a little bit amount of time could make it struggle even more, which is a really scary thought. Again, if someone steps up and does their job, they could make up for Tyler O'Neill, and this could not be a big issue. I think overall, when you're looking at this, they absolutely avoided disaster. Had both of these guys gone on to the IL, we would have been looking at an IL on April, 14th or 15th? I can't even remember what day it is when I'm recording this, of Giolito, Trevor Story, Devers, Tyler O'Neill, Vaughn Grissom, Rob Refsnyder, and those are just the big names, right? That would have been absolutely brutal to be dealing with less than a month into the season. So thank God they were able to avoid making even more injuries. What I will say is this all kind of comes back to the bad defense or the boneheaded plays. All of it. This probably could have been avoided had they just understood each other, had they just communicated with each other or listened to each other. And that's just sort of the overall overarching theme of the Boston Red Sox right now. Yes, they're making errors, but they're also making a ton of boneheaded plays defensively, and right now it's leading to injuries. They got really lucky this time. What's going to happen next time? You need to clean it up. We've been saying this for multitudes of series now, and you haven't done it. At some point, something's got to change here, and hopefully seeing your two best players outside of Tristan Casas and Jarren Duran collide with each other and almost lose them for an extended period of time is exactly the kick in the butt that they needed to say, okay, whoa, we need to get better here. We need to learn to effectively communicate better, because this is just the first one, in my opinion, of these boneheaded plays that could lead to injuries if they don't figure it out. And to me, that's a scary thought. So right now, they've absolutely avoided disaster. I hope they're able to avoid disaster for the rest of the year, but that's going to come by cleaning everything up. That's just my opinion, though. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? What did you think about this injury? Was it avoidable? Was it just a freak accident? What do you think about the news? Good, bad, ugly? What do you think about the Red Sox latest injury news and their avoidance of disaster in the comment section down below? As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You made it to the end here, you might as well subscribe. You also might as well hit that like button as well. Just helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, all these episodes also available on Spotify. Link is in the description. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.